Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's devotion for August 21st. I had the whole thing recorded, and for some reason, it went poof, and now I got to do it again. I apologize for the noise in the background. I am house and dog sitting, and the dogs are playing right now, right next to me, so... Today's devotion is titled Feed the Need, and the Bible reading is from Acts chapter 4, verses 32 to... I just wanted to make sure it was even recording. Hold on. Okay, it is. I just wanted to make sure it was even recording and that I wasn't going to have the same thing happen as last time. Acts chapter 4, verses 32 to 37. All the believers were one in heart and mind. No one claimed that any of their possessions was their own, but they shared everything they had. With great power, the apostles continued to testify to the resurrection of the Lord Jesus, and God's grace was so powerfully at work in them all that there was no needy persons among them. From time to time, those who owned land or houses sold them, brought the money from the sales, and put it at the apostles' feet, and it was distributed to anyone who had need. Joseph, a Levite from Cyprus, whom the sorry, I got a notification from the owner. Joseph, a Levite from Cyprus, whom the apostles called Barnabas, which means son of encouragement, sold a field he owned and brought the money and put it at the apostles' feet. Lisa and Freddie McMillan own a unique restaurant in Brewton, Alabama. They offer a full hot meal to all who stand in line at no charge. This couple has invested from their own savings to make a difference for senior citizens who often go without meals and rarely enjoy a restaurant experience. A donation box receives contributions. Lisa says sometimes we find nothing there. Sometimes a thank you note. Sometimes $1,000. Always, we have everything we need. Our goal is to feed the need, restore dignity, and develop community. Caring for the needy can seem a daunting task unless we depend on God. The Gospels include records of Jesus feeding thousands by inviting his disciples to participate. You give them something to eat. In the book of Acts, we learn that in the early church, believers shared everything they had, and there were no needy persons among them. Many of them sold property and gave the proceeds to the apostles, who distributed to anyone who had need, understanding that their possessions ultimately belonged to God. They voluntarily invested in the lives of others from what they owned. God provides, sometimes by his own hand, and sometimes through the hands of his people. He feeds our needs so that we can feed the need of others. So I'm interjecting my own little thing here, and I think we have a real problem, even Christians, with saying, it's mine. I earned it. I bought that with my hard-earned money. I worked long hours for this money. I'm not just going to give it to somebody else. Because, number one, we're too quick to judge why they're in the situation that they're in. When honestly, we can be one huge medical bill away from debt and losing our home. It doesn't take much these days to get in a financial position where you can't make your rent, where you can't make your mortgage. But we are so quick to judge. And, homeless people are all drunks and druggies. Are they though? And why are they? Maybe they got into a really difficult position, and instead of relying on God, they chose to numb their pain. And now that they're in that, they can't get out. And instead of judging them, we can help them. Right? But we are too quick to judge. And because they got themselves into that position, but in one way or another, we don't want to help them because we're too busy judging the fact that they even got there. We need to think about how we handle tough situations. Have we ever been in a situation like theirs? If not, why are we judging, how they got into that position, right? And this said that the people in the Bible times, they knew ultimately that their possessions did not belong to God, or did not belong to themselves. It belonged to God. God gives you the sound mind and the strength in your body to work those hours, to earn that money, to buy that car, to buy that house, to buy those possessions. We're not going anywhere after our lives are done on this earth. We are not taking all that stuff with us. So what are we doing with what he has provided for us? What are we doing with it? Are we hoarding it? Are we saying mine, mine, mine? Or are we sharing it with people? People say, why doesn't God help the hungry? Why are there starving people? It said sometimes he'll take care of it by his own hand, sometimes by the hands of his people. Who are his people? We are his people. We need to stand up and make a difference. Not, people don't want to have a relationship with God and trust God and have faith in God, but when something goes wrong, they blame God. It's messed up. So, how has God provided for you? How can you join God in providing for those around you? Thank you for joining me for today's devotion, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.